In California, groceries cost 11% more than the national average. Gas costs 40% more. Utilities are a staggering 61% more than the national average. Every single month, California families are paying a massive premium just to stay there. Over a decade, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars out of their pocket. Money that could go toward kids' education, retirement, or building wealth. Here's something that I found really interesting from this article. It's not just families voting with their feet now. The big money is leaving as well. For example, Starbucks, based in Seattle, just announced a $100 million investment to build a massive new corporate office in Nashville, Tennessee. That move is expected to bring up to 2,000 jobs in Tennessee. Washington State's business tax climate has collapsed from the 6th best in the nation in 2014 to 45th today. They just passed a 9.9% millionaire's tax, and the regulatory environment has turned openly hostile to businesses. I actually have buyers who live in Washington State who are trying to move to Utah before that 9.9 millionaire's tax goes into effect, because if they sell their home, they will be taxed 10% effectively on the proceeds of that sale. I don't really get into political conversations on my channel typically, but for our purposes here, I think the progressive policies that are so obvious in California are really driving the economic reality for people who feel like they have to leave the state. In California, they have the highest state income taxes in the country, punishing property taxes, heavy regulations, and an anti-business culture that has made staying there an expensive luxury. Red states like Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Utah, Idaho are offering the opposite: lower or zero state income taxes, reasonable regulations, lower overall cost of living, and pro-growth environments. People are leaving California, Oregon, Washington because the financial math no longer works. And the results are predictable. Blue states are losing high earners and corporate headquarters, which means lost tax revenue and fewer jobs. Red states are gaining investments, jobs, and a growing tax base. This isn't random. This is rational economic behavior. When the incentives change, smart money moves. The West Coast exodus is not slowing down. It's accelerating because the savings are just too big to ignore. This is one of my favorite lines from this article. If you're tired of paying California prices for California problems, the data is clear. Moving to a lower tax, lower cost state might be the single best wealth building decision you can make this decade. What do you think? If you live on the West Coast, is it time to leave? If you live in a red state, what are your thoughts about folks coming from the West Coast and migrating in? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. We'll see you soon.